everybody. Welcome to FCN Prime News. I am your anchor, Trezene. Welcome to our 20th episode of Prime News. I'm very excited about that. Today is Monday, December the 11th, and we are super excited to be with you guys on this Monday. For those who have yet to do this, I'm going to keep asking. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube page. We upload all of our episodes there on demand for you to watch. Anytime you want to watch something on demand or just see it again, you can see it on our YouTube page. You're going to want to do this because today is going to be the last episode of FCN Prime News for a while, because we are going to launch tomorrow into our 12 Days of Christmas list, which will air from the 12th through the 23rd at 7 p.m. every day. So you are not going to want to miss the hilariousness, the silliness, the debates, the anger, the hot takes that's going to happen when the FCN fam is all on screen together debating what is the best of Christmas. So if you haven't already, go subscribe to our YouTube page, and also make sure you follow the FCN Facebook page as well, and put your live notifications on your phone so that you get that alert that we're live for the 12 Days of Christmas list. All right, so with that said, we're going to get into our top news story for today. This morning, 3 women who publicly accused President Trump of sexual harassment and assault held a news conference calling for an investigation by Congress of sexual misconduct by President Trump. In a press release issued last night, the women were supposed to share their firsthand accounts of President Trump groping, fondling, forcibly kissing, humiliating, and harassing them. Last month, actually, a film production company named Brave New Films released a film called 16 Women and Donald Trump, which tells the stories of the 16 women who have publicly reported sexual harassment and assault by President Trump. I watched that press conference this morning, and it was trash. I thought they were going to bring it, giving blow-by-blow details to bring Trump down. No, they didn't do it. These ladies seem completely unprepared to give the details ripe for the climate we are in. This is the post-Weinstein era of accountability for sexual misconduct and the rise of the Me Too movement. Their prepared statements were all fluff. It had no meat. They repeated their feelings about sharing their stories before the election and how no one seemed to listen. Yeah, we know that, but you got folks listening now, and you didn't give it to us. It was clearly a publicity thing for Brave New Films' new work. It was a waste. It was a waste of the statement in support of Nikki Haley, the U.S. ambassador to the United States, who said on Sunday that if women accuse anyone of sexual misconduct, they deserve to be heard, including those accusing President Trump. If we haven't learned anything from this Weinstein downfall, it is that white women in high places and positions have the power to turn this whole thing upside down with Trump. And that press conference wasted it. It was a waste in light of this very wonderful commentary in the Chicago Tribune this weekend by a social scientist who studies liars and lies. And he gave a detailed report on a study that he did, and he said he has never seen a liar like Trump before in his decades of career as a social scientist. He reported that of all of Trump's public lies that he has made, he lies more than 6 times more than the typical pathological liar. And he does so for more malicious reasons than the typical pathological liar. And listen, we know that the White House's official position is that the women who are accusing him are lying. And this press conference wasted the opportunity it had to really lay it out thick. Sure, we've had a few senators who have called for Trump's resignation today, but it's not the real powerful ones. And we haven't had anyone officially declare an investigation. Listen, I have told the FCN fam that if we're going to bring Trump down on sexual misconduct, people are going to have to come with real gory details of sexual misconduct that meet the connotative sense of what rape is. And that is a stranger jumping out the bushes and forcing themselves in sexual intercourse on someone who's a near stranger. Listen, and if you don't believe me, you can look at the comments underneath the live press conference on the Facebook page of Brave New Films, because that's exactly what the type of conduct the public was looking for today. Now, if you haven't heard about this press conference, It may be because a pipe bomb exploded in New York City this morning about 3 hours before this press conference was supposed to go live and distracted everyone from it all. At about 7:20 a.m., a man wearing a homemade pipe bomb detonated his explosive in a walkway in the Port Authority bus terminal near Times Square on Monday, injuring about 3 people and causing a lot of chaos in one of the busiest commuter hubs in the city, officials said. Officials are calling it an attempted terrorist attack. Okay. Right, stay woke. In Florida, however, a mayor has been arrested, accused of using handicap placards of dead people. Teresa Darlene Bradley was arrested on Tuesday when Polk County, Florida sheriff deputies were tipped off that the elected official was using handicap parking spaces despite suffering from no ailments. And so law enforcement proceeded to secretly record her. Let's just say somebody clearly wanted this woman out of office. Bradley has no known physical or mental handicaps. She faces charges of criminal use of a deceased person's identification, possession of counterfeit decals, and unlawful use of a handicap placard. The identity theft and counterfeiting charges are both third-degree felonies. Deputies performed a search of her home and found 2 other handicap placards, both belonging to deceased people. One of the placards belonged to someone who died in 2012, another person who died in 2015. She's been mayor, however, since 2013, and the placard that she had that expired in 2013, she altered it to read 2018. She's since been suspended until her case is resolved. Her attorneys are arguing that this is politically motivated and she should have been charged with more than an infraction or a misdemeanor. In other news of people doing ridiculous things, what is it with people not wanting to get consent to engage in sexual activity? In Georgia, a former county official was discovered on an illicit video showing him performing oral sex on men who appeared to be incoherent and responsive. David Kimbrell, former emergency management director for Hall County, allegedly filmed himself performing oral sex on 2 men while they were drunk and visibly impaired. He told investigators that both men were aware of the videos and what he was doing, but the videos show otherwise. Now, you're wondering, how did these videos get found? Well, an employee was doing routine server maintenance at the job and stumbled upon the video and alerted authorities. The employee was looking to clear some space on the machine, and he looked at a video to see if the file was important enough to be saved, but instead of work-related material, the employee saw, well, rape. But you're wondering, how did that video even get there? Turns out Kimbrell was trying to back up his personal computer and ended up putting it on his company's network. Technology effing up folks' rape game. It's a shame. This guy needs to go to jail. However, the victims do not want to press charges because they don't want to be embarrassed by having to go through trial. This past weekend, Jay Cohen and I had a chat on Prime News, the Sunday edition, about Senate candidate Roy Moore and the statement that he thinks that America was better when slavery was legal. Well, another clip has surfaced about these disgraced state court Supreme Justice showing his racist bigotry again. In 2011, Moore said in an interview that scrapping all of the constitutional amendments after the 10th would eliminate all of our nation's problems. For those who can't remember which amendments are which, 1 through 10 are the original Bill of Rights. 11 through 27 was efforts to fix those so that they included everyone who wasn't white, Christian, and male. Let me highlight a few of these. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery. The 14th Amendment defines citizenship, and it contains 3 very important clauses: the Privileges and Immunities Clause, the Due Process Clause, and the Equal Protection Clause, which are the foundation of many landmark cases granting rights to disenfranchised groups like Brown versus Board of Education, Roe versus Wade, and Obergefell versus Hodges, which granted same-sex marriage. The 15th, 19th, and 24th Amendments prohibit restricting voting based on race, color, sex, previous condition of servitude, or the inability to pay a poll tax or other tax. Listen, Roy Moore, who, remind you, is a former judge, knows exactly what he is saying when he says all of that should be wiped out. This guy does not need to be in our Senate. In other news, the police officer, one of the first responders in the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando in June of 2016, a celebrated hero for saving one of the victims' lives, is being fired from his job. Corporal Omar Delgado has been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder after what he saw that night and was ultimately unable to return to patrol duty. Instead, he was assigned to a desk job after that. Now, he won't even be able to keep that job, as town council has voted unanimously Tuesday night to pay him around $1,200 before taxes, and then say goodbye to him for good after December 31st. The Orlando Sentinel reported that Delgado will be let go 6 months before he qualified for his full pension after serving citizens for nearly 10 years. As a result, he will only receive about 40% of his salary starting in 10 years, instead of allowing him to collect 60% of his salary with benefits for life. A GoFundMe has been started for this gentleman. He has raised about $32,000 of a $74,000 goal. So for those who may want to support him, there is a GoFundMe. On another note, on that, oh, it's mama. And hilarious. Listen, in Florida, they actually just put a vote on the floor to make it so that people can actually get their pension if they do get post-traumatic stress disorder. So that's on the floor as well. In other news, in Lebanon, there is still ongoing protests with regard to Trump's statement where he claimed and recognized Israel having the capital of Jerusalem. There were protesters, some of them waving Palestinian flags, setting fires in the street, and throwing projectiles towards security forces that have barricaded the main road to the U.S. Embassy. Security personnel has used force to disperse most of the protesters and detain some, witnesses have said. Addressing the protesters, the head of the Lebanese Communist Party, Hannah Garib, declared the U.S., quote, the enemy of Palestine and the U.S. Embassy a symbol of imperialist aggression that must be closed. Protesters were out there burning U.S. and Israeli flags. Late on Saturday night, Arab foreign ministers' meeting was held in Cairo, where they were urging the U.S. to abandon its decision and to move so that there wouldn't be violence throughout the region. Yes, Trump in that statement has clearly sparked some issues over in the Arab Muslim countries, and I don't think that they're going to stop anytime soon. In other news of international unrest, rebels have attacked the United Nations peacekeeping base in eastern Congo, killing at least 14 peacekeepers and wounding 53 others in the deadliest single assault on a UN mission in recent history, officials said Friday. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed, quote, outrage and utter heartbreak, unquote, and called the attack a war crime, urging Congolese authorities to swiftly investigate. The State Department Bureau of African Affairs said that it was horrified. UN peacekeeping spokesman Nick Bernback said that it was the deadliest attack on U.S. peacekeeping missions since June of 1993, when 22 Pakistani soldiers were killed in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu. The peacekeepers killed Thursday were from Tanzania. Tanzanian President John Mugalufu expressed his support, his shock and prayers for the wounded, 3 of whom are in critical condition. At least 5 Congolese soldiers also were killed in the attack Thursday evening. That has been blamed on the region's deadliest rebel groups. 3 peacekeepers are missing, the UN said. More than 20 were evacuated for medical treatment in the regional capital. Bernback, the UN peacekeeping spokesman, called the assault a, quote, determined and well-coordinated attack by a well-armed group, unquote. In financial business news, Bitcoin made its debut on a major exchange this past Sunday, a landmark for the cryptocurrency that has generated enthusiasm among some investors and more than a little anxiety from others. The Chicago Board Options Exchange opened trading on Bitcoin futures at early on Sunday, a move that is expected to be followed a week later by a rival listing on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Critics warn that prices could tumble once the new trading venues open the door to short sellers who bet on downward moves in the asset. The actual opening of the CBOE market, an electronic trading venue, was a low-key affair, lacking the pomp of the true initial public offering, which is often marked by the new entrants ringing the bell of the New York Stock Exchange. The embrace by mainstream exchanges of Bitcoin futures, a type of derivative contract that allows trading based on Bitcoin's movement, without taking ownership of the currency marks a sea change from the days when the digital currency was associated with drug dealing and other illicit activities. Last week, I know you guys saw it, a video of a lady doing sign language went viral as it came out that she was a fake. According to deaf journalists in the room, she was talking gibberish to them. Check out about 20 to 30 seconds of this video.
Later, we will be charging Donaldson, like I said, with 4 counts of first-degree murder. I would like to thank the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco. I think when I found out there was a gun, that and when we looked at his description, it gave us a little more than what we've ever really had. We've run down some guns before, run into some other things. It just felt right. I kind of had a feeling that we were going to get a break. You know, every day we would meet as a group, and we would say, what day is it?
Turns out she's not a fake, y'all. Turns out she just doesn't sign in ASL, which is American Sign Language. She signs in SEE, which is Signing Exact English. For those who don't know, ASL is a visual language, and speech, reading, or listening skills aren't needed to learn ASL fluently, as it has been developed over time and usage by deaf individuals and is a free-flowing natural language. It is a language complete in and of itself. It has its own syntax, its own grammar, so much so that it counts as a language credit in university level because it is a separate language. It usually follows a time, then a topic, then a comment structure. C, on the other hand, is signing exact English and is more used by non-deaf persons like parents or loved ones who communicate with their children or their loved ones and have not assimilated into the deaf community. So for those who were in the audience that day, they were all ASL, and she signed up for a job that actually explicitly required you to be an ASL signer. If anything, she is guilty for taking that check knowing she wasn't qualified, but she isn't a fake. With that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some more positive stories to be uplifting to your day.
As Sergeant McClain greeted his new friend, Sergeant Powell, for the very first time, the two men shared a very warm embrace, but was quickly interrupted when the villainous Carl came to life like a rabid dog, and for the first time in 11 years, Sergeant Powell drew the courage to draw his service revolver and fill that scumbag with 6 shots from his service revolver, ending Carl the terrorist's life on Christmas Day in Nakatomi Plaza. Oh, hello. I'm the Revolution. Join us here at FCN. FCN? I said that. For this Christmas greatest tradition, 12 Days of Christmas list, starring your favorite FCN on-air personalities and myself, the Revolution.
That's not a true story.
But it is a true story. It's the greatest true story of all time. Terrorism is true. Police sergeants are true. You're messing up the magic here, kid. This is why I don't like working with child actors. I think you two should just kind of shut the hell up right now. I hope those tights give you ringworm in the crotch. You're fired, kid. You'll never work in this town again. You hear me? Good job, brown skin.
12 Days of Christmas list. December 12th through the 23rd, nightly at 7 p.m. Only on the Fifth Column Network.
Stay right there and don't talk. Oh, hello. No, I'm not Santa. I'm Jaco from FCN, but boy do I have a gift for you. Join us and watch our 12 Days of Christmas list starting December 12th, every day at 7 p.m. Come watch with us. You'll be glad you did.
12 Days of Christmas list. December 12th through the 23rd, nightly at 7 p.m., only on the Fifth Column Network.
Outside is frightful, and the fire is so delightful. And oh, hello. I'm Tresnay with the Fifth Column Network. You just caught me engaging in one of my favorite pastimes at Christmas, singing and playing the piano. You know what one of my other favorite pastimes is? FCN's 12 Days of Christmas list. Join us every day at 7 p.m. on the Fifth Column Network beginning December the 12th. You're not going to want to miss this.
'Twas the night before the first day of Christmas. Oh, no, wait. Who wants that old story? Not us. We want debates and hot takes. See what FCN says is the best of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas list. December 12th through the 23rd, nightly at 7 p.m., only on the Fifth Column Network.
And welcome back to FCN Prime News. A 17-year-old kid by the name of George Hofstetter has created an app to protect kids from police brutality. The app is called Cop Stop. Its function is twofold. First, it educates teens on the best practices with police when they encounter them. And second, should the app user actually encounter police, it will text a list of their friends and family if the police stop, and it will film the interaction. Here's the kicker. The recording immediately goes into a database created and hosted by the app, which cannot be tampered with by police. Black Americans make up only 7% of the tech industry, and this young man plans to pursue a career in computer science and psychology. He thinks artificial intelligence, cybersecurity are the most fascinating subjects in the world. Congratulations to this young man for creating this app. I did read that the police want to partner with him with this app. I would caution, no, you shouldn't let them get anywhere close to your database. In our other story, it's time to honor some of our pioneers. The trailblazing African-American journalist and the first-time full-time reporter at the Washington Post died Sunday at the age of 99. His name is Simeon Booker. He served for decades as the Washington bureau chief for the iconic African-American publications Jet and Ebony. He is credited with bringing to national prominence the 1955 death of Emmett Till, the 14-year-old African-American boy whose brutal murder in Mississippi became a galvanizing point for the civil rights movement. Booker's article included the well-known open casket picture of Till's mangled face that shocked the entire world. Booker was born in Baltimore and raised in Youngstown, Ohio. He started his journalistic career working for a string of black publications. He then joined the Post in 1952, but moved on 2 years later to found the Washington Bureau for Johnson Publishing, the parent company for Jet and Ebony. He served in that position for more than 50 years, authoring the widely read ticker tape column chronicling Washington's inner workings for a national black readership before retiring in 2007. He covered 10 different presidents and also traveled abroad to report on the Vietnam War. Booker authored or co-authored 4 books, including a 2013 memoir co-written with his wife Carol McCabe Booker, entitled Shocking the Conscience, a reporter's account of the civil rights movement. Booker was inducted into the National Association of Black Journalists Hall of Fame in 2013 and received a Career George Polk Award for Lifetime Achievements in Journalism and the National Press Club's 4th Estate Award. Booker died at an assisted living community in Solomons, Maryland. According to the Post obituary, citing his wife Carol, he had recently been hospitalized for pneumonia. He is survived by his wife Carol and his 3 children. Young soprano Nadine Sierra is making history in the opera world. She is the daughter of a firefighter who is of Puerto Rican heritage and is the youngest singer to win a Metropolitan Opera vocal competition at the age of 20. Now at the age of 29, Nadine Sierra is on the brink of stardom. She said that she has always wanted to be seen as more than just a young, promising singer, even when she was. She says that a lot of young singers get into the trap of being treated as young artists for a really long time before they're taken seriously as professionals. Her answer to that problem, she says, I guess my strategy has been to sing roles that are really hard to sing and sing the out of them, unquote. and she does. Check out this 60-second clip of her amazing vocals and performance abilities. Wow, she has an amazing voice, and it's so great to see someone of color, of Hispanic heritage, singing opera music and doing it well. In fashion news, Danielle Brooks, known in her role as Tasty in Orange is the New Black, has launched a clothing line for plus-size women. Currently, she has a 3-piece capsule collection with Universal Standard. The collection includes an off-the-shoulder sweater dress for $190, which you see her featured here, a pleated shirt dress for $110, and a pair of overalls for $120. All are offered to sizes 10 to 28. Listen, I was surprised that she included sizes 10 through 16 because sometimes that block of sizes gets completely shifted around and left out completely. So I went to the website so that I could look at these looks because Danielle looks great in that off-the-shoulder sweater. And listen, I got to the website and I was like, what in the world? These models need curves. How can you sell this? It's awful. Why didn't they just let Danielle model them? I don't know. It looks so bad. I felt like the jokes could write themselves, and I just can't write jokes. So yeah, go check out Danielle's line. Just ignore the models who are wearing the clothes. Oh, keep going. Okay, here we go. All right, so in New York, B. Arthur, who we all know from Golden Girls, she died a few years ago, and she left $300,000 to this center. She's an advocate for the LGBT community, and she has hosted many fundraisers for this facility, and it is the largest facility of its kind that serves LGBT homeless teenagers and kids who have been kicked out for being gay or lesbian, and actually serves them to get them through to learning how to transition from being homeless to living on their own. This center, which she has supported for many years, now has been renovated and offers 18 rooms for the homeless, for young people to learn how to successfully live by themselves. Part of her donation was also used to renovate the building as well, to accommodate more people in. In 2012, the city gave the center $3.3 million toward renovations as well. As a result of her donations and them renovating and being able to spruce up the place, New York has declared November 30th B. Arthur Day in honor of her and her mission and her life's work to the LGBT community. With that, that's the news stories that I have, and you know we're going to kick it over to J. Co. for your sports news for today. Take it away, J. Co.
Raj, I'm gonna have to interrupt you here, okay? I'm gonna have to interrupt you here, all right? Just listen, okay? You know me. You know I go where the story takes me, babe. That's just what I do, all right? I am fairly hey, we are no narratives at FCN. You know that. You've been watching. All right, listen. I'm not gonna compromise my integrity, okay, for you and your, narrative, your story, all right? I think you're gonna like tonight's stories. I'm touching on your league tonight, babe. You're going to love it. Just watch. Just no, really, stay tuned. All right. Goodbye. Sorry about that, guys. That was a call I had to take. This is J. Cole with FCN Prime Sports. And as promised to my boy Raj, tonight's stories are all NFL related. Yet, we still have FCN Spin. In our first story tonight, I know you all have heard of driving while black, right? You get pulled over simply because your skin color's too dark, you haven't been breaking any laws, nothing like that. Well, apparently now it's illegal to throw while black. Geno Smith, quarterback for the New York Giants, replaced the record holder Eli Manning. He had the most starts for the same team in either in Giants history or NFL history. You know what? I don't even know anymore. Favre beat him. Who cares? He had some sort of a record. Eli Manning, Peyton's little brother, right? Well, Geno Smith replaces him. They got a new coach. You know, the Giants are trying to shake things up because they suck this year, right? So Geno Smith is telling his dad, hey, Dad, I got the starting job. You know, I'm going to be starting. His dad is really proud. He's happy, right? So he's at work. And what is he doing? He's overseeing hurricane relief efforts in Miami. This man is helping people. He gets a call. I was just at work. I answered, and he was like, Geno? He said this to the New Jersey Advance Media on Friday. He said, Geno? So I said, yeah, this is Geno. I was like, yeah. He was like, your son better not start or we're going to kill you. What? Football? We're talking football. So at this point, white people are so sensitive that you can't even stand to lose your starting quarterback without having a complete breakdown? What the hell is wrong with you? Get your life together. Lord have mercy. And in other news, as promised, Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, recently re-upped his contract. He got an extension approved by the owners. Compensation will be up to $200 million. Dallas owner Jerry Jones, he submitted a resolution to table the extension talks for 6 months. He felt more could be discussed about Goodell's handling of player discipline and things like that. Other owners, they did not agree. According to ESPN, Jerry Jones submitted a resolution on December 1st that would table discussions to extend Roger Goodell's contract. Unfortunately for Jerry Jones, the rest of the NFL said, no, we're moving forward with old Raj, as I like to call him, contract. He's going to get paid. We like the job he's doing. Jones fought to stop the extension talks for several weeks, claiming that Goodell's handling of disciplinary matters, including suspension of Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott and the players that were protesting the national anthem, should allow the owners to re-examine Goodell's contract situation. Now, I will come back to this point in a moment. I want to bring up something else here. Verizon Wireless and the NFL. Verizon is one of NFL's biggest sponsors, which is one of the reasons why I'm with T-Mobile. Verizon will pay approximately $2.5 billion in a 5-year deal with the NFL. $2.5 billion. Now, this is annually double what Verizon is paying right now. Why did Verizon decide to pay this extra? Well, apparently they are also venturing into streaming services, and they will be getting exclusive content from the NFL. And where do they decide to stream it? Yahoo? Yahoo? I didn't even know that website still existed. Who uses Yahoo? So you pay $2.5 billion. You could have created your own search engine that would have been more popular than Yahoo and streamed it on that. But, hey, I guess, business is business, and they think they know what they're doing. So, back to my point. Goodell. He's doing such a good job, according to all the owners, that they extend his contract and they're ready to pay him up to $200 million. Verizon pays the NFL $2.5 billion, double what they were paying before on a yearly basis. And yet, our narrative we would like to present is the NFL is failing because players are taking a stand against police brutality or taking a knee. So this is all to say you guys are full of crap. Obviously, that is not affecting the NFL. All of this money is not exchanging hands because the NFL is, quote, down on its ratings. So I would like everyone to get their collective shit together. Stop threatening people to death. If you want to watch football, watch football. If you want to boycott, come holler at me. I have so many different opinions on the matter. That being said, I want you all to just stay tuned to FCN for the next 12 days. As Ms. Trezenay brought up, and as you saw in our advertisements, we have 12 days of Christmas list where we're doing debates, hot takes about the best of Christmas. We're going to kick it off tomorrow with the best TV Christmas show episodes. You guys are going to love it. You're going to watch us talk about it, debate it. We want you to comment. We want you to participate. So make sure you tune in the next 12 days, 7 p.m. on FCN. This has been J. Cole, kicking it. And I am going to just go ahead and end the show today. I get to end the show today. J. Cole says, thank you all for watching FCN Prime News. We will see you guys back here. We are not broadcasting another Prime News for those 12 days, but we will be back for one final Prime News before the year is out. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.